And here I thought my next non-level completion video was going to be me ranking the 50 extremes I beat. Never mind, I guess. Before I begin talking about anything, I'd like to address two things. First of all, to the people that are about to go to the comments and say, you can still play the game just fine, bro, it's not that deep. This is not about being able to play the game. This is about the injustice that is being made for absolutely no reason. I don't care how small you think this issue is, so don't say anything like that in the comments. Secondly, if this video somehow goes viral, and some of you harass the people that I will mention in this video in any way, shape, or form, justifying your actions via me, I will find every last one of you, one by one, and harass you back. This is not a joke. None of you are in any position to do my fight for me. If anyone gets to spew hate on anyone, it's me. This video will be sectioned into two parts. The first part will be about the injustice being made, and the second one will be about my personal feelings towards the situation and the people that got involved in it. So, without further ado, let's begin what has been done. Let me start off with two stories. I assume at least a portion of the viewers of this video has played Hollow Knight before. It is my favorite game of all time, and it does not look like it's going to change anytime soon. For those of you who haven't played the game, there's an option that you can choose in the beginning of the game, called Steel Soul. What this causes is basically turn one of the hardest video games of all time into a permadeath challenge, meaning if you die one time in any part at all, your entire save file gets deleted. Though there is a small exploit around it. In Hollow Knight, you can pause the game, exit it, and go back to the last save point you had with your health fully back, and like you weren't close to dying 2 seconds ago at all. That's because the save points also heal you back up to full HP. You can abuse this in Steel Soul mode. If you go down to 1 or 2 HP because the fight went terribly wrong, or you just got outnumbered by the small enemies, you can just quit, enter back into your save, and try it again. Which is kind of against the whole point of Steel Soul, but there are achievements tied behind this game mode, and not everyone wants to grind many save files to just get those achievements. I was in a similar situation, though much more embarrassing. While going to one of the boss fights required for the true ending of the game, Traitor Lord, there's a small platforming section that you need to go through. It's nothing hard really, the platforms are separated by your dash distance, and none of the jumps are that tight. But I was using one of the charms, basically an upgrade that you can take on and off, that changes your dash distance. Normally, I don't use that charm at all, but I was kind of doing it for the shits and giggles. Well, that went terribly wrong. Because of the unusual distance of the dash, I failed the parkour again and again and again until I was 1 HP. I could have just quit and retried the thing, maybe take the charm off, but that felt wrong to me. If I died, that was my own doing, and it was my fault for being bad. So even though I only had 1 HP, I tried again. And died. And lost my save file with about 80% of the game already completed. About 4 or 5 hours of time wasted for nothing. The second story is actually related to Geometry Dash, don't worry. A couple years ago, I was trying to go for the level Ice Carbon Zust. It was a pretty jank level, and even had a secret way that skipped about 40 to 50% of the level. I was playing on a shitty laptop and got to around 80% where a lag spike happened, on a level with no deco, and I died to something I normally never die to, where the rest of the level is just free. I got so mad because I had passed every single choke point in the level, especially that bullshit straight fly at around 35%. I knew that normally this is not something that was supposed to happen in the game, and that I would beat it 100% of the time if I had gotten there any other time. I was just tech diffed. I told myself if I do a start position run from that part and beat it in one attempt, I'm gonna just insta-complete it. And I did. So I insta-completed it. I was so mad that I just said I already beat it, I'm not gonna do that shit again, and I hacked that completion. I was feeling good. For about 2 days. Then guilt came to me. It burned me inside to tell myself that I had cheated a completion. The guy that is all about integrity just cheated. I'm a liar and a hack. So after some time, I picked the level back up, saying that I will rebeat it on recording and redeem myself. That's when I found out that Ice Carbon Zust had been updated, and the secret way in the level had been patched out. Yeah, that's what I deserved for cheating, wasn't it? I felt not a single ounce of unfairness and told myself that that was what I deserved. I learned the whole level again and beat it, and uploaded it on my channel, with the story also in the description. It's not something that I keep hidden from anyone. Now, what is the point of these two stories, one might ask? It's simple, really. It's to show you guys what kind of a personality I have, and why all this matters to me as much as it does. Now let's get to what actually happened. About 2 months ago, one of my friends told me that they couldn't see me or my stats in their Friends tab. I had never recognized that before, and I don't know how long it would take for me to realize that if he hadn't told me. I didn't understand what that was about, as I could see my own profile when I checked my own tab, even my ranking when I went to the global leaderboards. Then I went into my profile, and boom, the ranking doesn't show up there. That's when I realized that I had been banned on the leaderboards. I thought it was just a small error, the system accidentally flagging me for something I haven't done. After all, I have been meticulously against hacking for years now, and I don't use controversial mods until they have been accepted by most of the community or has been added to the vanilla game in the first place. So, I did what anyone would do. I went to the Geometry Dash Leaderboard's Discord server and sent an unban request saying the following. I don't even know why I'm banned or why it has even been triggered. I have completions of Extreme Demons on my YouTube channel, and I haven't even really played anything else other than Extremes, which I always beat on the released versions without using instant complete or no clip of any sort. I can't show proof of something I haven't done. I have been playing this game for 11 years, and I have never seen anything like this before. This is all true, by the way. I've been playing almost exclusively Extreme Demons for the past 1 to 2 years. Other than those, I have played the daily and weekly levels, and the gauntlet levels, and maybe some random levels once in a couple of months. In my 11 years of playing this game, I haven't seen anything like this before. I was sure that this was just a glitch in the system, my account being flagged for a wrong reason. So I sent the request, and I wait. While I start my wait, the server pauses new requests because of the sheer amount of unban requests. And I wait. I contact the server and try to learn what's happening with my request. And I wait. A month passes. Then I finally get a response from the bot. Finally, I say, as I will at least learn what happened. And the message says this. The status of your unban request for user Flexium Nova has been updated to rejected. Deny reason. A more thorough account check will have to take place. Feel free to make another unban request with the level stats file attached to it. What? Why is my ban still up? What do you mean a more thorough account check needs to take place? What did I even do? Why were the level files not required when I first sent my request? The problem here is that the bot seems to know that there's a reason to keep me banned, but they can't revoke that ban unless I give them my level stats file? Which makes absolutely zero sense, because if there's a reason to ban me, they need to know what it is, and they have to communicate it with me. If they can't communicate that with me, then that means they don't know the reason to keep me banned, so I should be unbanned, as they can't keep an account banned for no reason. So they either know the reason, but they won't tell me, or they don't know the reason, but they keep me banned anyway. So I went into the server, once again, this time a lot more annoyed and bad-tempered. So what is the reason exactly? You don't know the reason to keep me banned, so you keep my ban up during the meantime? This already took a month to be quote-unquote resolved, and you're asking me to do it again with absolutely no reason provided. While this is going on, I can't even make a new unban request because you have closed them. How lovely. At least have the decency to say what the reason was to keep me banned instead of saying, well, we don't know, but there must be a reason, so we're gonna keep you that way. A server mod replies with, no reason can be given simply because you haven't included the level stats file. And in some cases, it can become necessary to properly investigate an account, such as yours. Don't see it as a plain refusal because of that. Also, please be patient about unban requests not being open for the time being. This makes no sense to me. Why can you not give me a reason for a ban? What does my level files have to do with anything for what the reasoning behind my ban is? What I'm still trying to figure out is what got me banned, but it looks like they keep understanding why am I still banned from that. And remember, the unban requests are still closed off. So I'll be waiting for the unbans to open and then put down another request, which will take another month. Got it. Yep. With this pace, I'll be unbanned in December. At this point, I'm already mad that I waited for a month and still have no reasoning behind my ban. Them asking for the level stats file by making me request a whole new request seems counterproductive instead of just making you upload them in the beginning. If this is something crucial to decide on unbans, ask for it as well in the beginning. And then the mod replies with, it is asked. Though only optional, as not all cases require it. So I checked the requests, and yeah, it is an optional thing. I was still mad at the fact that those files are just optional. But I waited a couple weeks, and the requests were able to be sent once again. So I ready my stats files, and I see that they changed the level stats file for unbanned requests to be required. I see. Okay, cool. Right. No emotions here. This is just the explanation of what happened. I upload my files and start waiting again. This time it takes about 2 weeks to be answered. It was already so stupid for me to get banned for anything at all, but it shouldn't have taken me this long to get unbanned. The status of your unban request for user FlexiumNova has been updated to rejected. Deny reason. Due to your amount of hacked levels in proportion to your overall stats, it would be a lot easier if you just reset your account. Feel free to make another request after having done so. Now, I read this and I'm instantly fuming. What the hell are these guys even talking about? What do you mean amount of hacked levels in proportion to your overall stats? What do you mean reset your account? The most important thing here is two things though. The usage of the word in proportion and the usage of the phrase it would be a lot easier. Remember those. I go back to the server, still fuming. You guys are not fucking serious, right? I have 20,000 stars. What the fuck do you mean in proportion to your overall stats? Another server mod, Kieran, replies, Leaderboard mod's decisions are final, and if you want to get unbanned, you will have to reset your account. Can I at least get what I've hacked? Because I haven't hacked shit. And then she drops the bombshell. They usually don't provide the list if it's way too long. Okay, so they're not only refusing to tell me how I've hacked, but also what I hacked, because it would be too long to list. Now this makes me wonder how long I have been allegedly cheating, so I checked my comments and found the last comment that I had a 100% show up on was from 9 months ago. So worst case scenario, I've been banned for 9 months. By the way, yeah, at the time of writing this, I still do not know when exactly I got banned. But 9 months is the maximum, which would be October 2025. This makes me want to know what I hacked even more. I'm asking for it because this is bullshit. The most you can say is I've insta-completed some levels that I lost progress on due to data loss, and that's like 5 levels max from years ago. There's no reason for me to get banned this year at all. If it was only 5 levels, they would probably just tell you to uncomplete or rebeat them. The list must be way bigger. That's why I'm asking for it, aren't I? Because I'm saying that whatever they have on their system is wrong. I have almost 1.1k demons playing for almost a decade. But yeah, let me just reset my account. Take a look at Leaderboard info channel to get more info as to what might have got you banned. Maybe you were using something that was not allowed without realizing it. Wait. Hold on. Might have? Why aren't you telling me what did get me banned, so if I do reset my account, I don't use the same fucking cheat that got me banned? What kind of logic is this? Making me try to guess what it could have been instead of just, telling me. Oh, by the way, I checked that Leaderboard info channel and it's the most basic shit you can imagine. Don't modify the physics of the game. Don't try to increase your stats via the game files, etc. Which is great, because I did none of that. I'm not. I demand to see every single rated level on that list. You can't keep that info to yourselves. 2 months for absolutely nothing. I still have no idea why I'm banned. And you're asking me to just reset my account that I've grinded for a fucking decade. Another server mod, Blaffy, decides to step in for Kieran. Knowing what levels you have hacked will not change the final decision to reset your account. If the Leaderboard mod told you that you have hacked too many levels in proportion to your overall stats, then that is exactly what it means. If you do not want to reset your account, you can keep playing the game without your Leaderboard rank. Seeing this absolutely baffled me. Me knowing what levels I've allegedly hacked is not important, she says. Apparently how I've hacked is also not important. Neither is when. All that matters is that their system says that I have hacked. That's it. But hey, Flexium, why is knowing what you hacked important? Well, dear viewer, let me tell you what an appeal is. An appeal, simply put, is a request that is given to review a given decision on a case. If the authority on the subject reviews the decision and sees that errors were made, and the decision was given in a flawed way, that decision can be overturned. So why am I asking for the list? Because if they don't provide me with an accurate list, then it means that they came to the conclusion of banning me in a flawed manner. This doesn't only concern which levels I've allegedly cheated either. They have to provide the quote-unquote court with sufficient information of how and when I cheated to come to this conclusion. Imagine a court case where there's no cross-examination, no discussion, and no jury, and a judge takes a look at papers from one side and decides if a man is going to jail or not. That would be a flawed decision, and it would be appealed by the side that is being treated unfairly. It's such a simple concept, isn't it? I need to know the ways in which I cheated, so first I can confirm that this decision was made rationally and correctly, and then if I decide to reset my account, I don't fall into the same problem over and over again. But apparently, this was too much for our server mods to understand. I want to see the list, and I want my leaderboard rank back. You can't just say, you hacked Lamau, without telling me what I've hacked. Especially that would get me banned this year. Then do what you were asked in your rejection reason. My rejection reason, once again by the way, all it tells me is reset your account. I'm not the one who made these rules. Now I do have to say, Blaffy here is correct. They're just a server mod, and they don't have access to that info. But what they can do is contact someone who can, and get me to contact them. Blaffy does not do that though, and I get to one of the things I told you to remember from before. It would be a lot easier is not you are required. You're running from your chores. I demand to see it. You will show me it. My rejection reason is bullshit. All you're saying is I hacked. Not what I hacked, not how I hacked, and not even considering the fact that I'm telling you I have not hacked, so I really want to know which levels I hacked. If you haven't figured out by the way my voice is reliving all this once again, and how I wrote these messages, I'm still furious at how I'm being treated, and how incompetent these mods seem to me. Kieran already told you that leaderboard mods do not provide IDs if there are way too many levels, and if they told you that reset would be much easier than uncompleting levels, it's not mine nor Kieran's decision to give you the list of levels to you, as we're both not even leaderboard mods who made these rules and decisions. You could try to contact any leaderboard moderator, but I highly doubt they will tell you something that is different from our words, as the decision to reset was the final decision, and as I already told you, it can't be changed. There it is again. Much easier. I jump on that. Much easier is not a final decision. It's a deflection. Tell your superiors, because I want that damn list. And you're still having a difficulty of understanding that I'm appealing your, quote, final decision. They will not state, feel free to make another request after having done so if it's not the final decision. Then they're fucking contradicting themselves. You can't give two choices, hide one of them behind being more tedious, then say it's a final decision. You give me the list and tell me these are the levels you hacked, you can either uncomplete them all or reset your account. Not whatever this bullshit that you came to the conclusion of deciding for my account and what to do with it. As I already said, you can reach any leaderboard mod through DMs and ask about the list, but I highly doubt they will provide it. Once again, keeping an important piece of information from me, by the way. On what policy? How can they keep that info away from me? And then finally, this happens. A leaderboard mod by the name of Ojak pings me in this chat and says the following. At Flexium Nova, you'll need to reset your stats and that's the final decision. So no need to keep arguing about this. When people see a leaderboard mod come into the conversation like this, they would expect them to actually give out the information on why I got banned, why the situation turned out to be the way it did, when it happened, why did the system flag my account, etc. But not Ojak. Oh, Ojak. Ojak is different. All Ojak cares about is shutting me down because they are right on everything they do. Even when they aren't. Reading this come from a leaderboard mod makes me explode. On what grounds? You are not telling me anything. What did I hack? I demand to see it. Because you've cheated too many completions for uncompleting or rebeating to be an option. So apparently, good ol' Ojak here is not only incompetent, but also illiterate. Because if you remember, 6 seconds ago, my question was, what did I hack? Not, why am I banned? And Ojak somehow thinks it's the latter I'm asking, and responds with this pile of dog shit. Which levels? I said what? I said how, not why. And then good ol' Ojak horseshit here answers my question with, there's literally no reason in providing a list of levels if you're gonna have to reset anyways. Not happening. Who do you think you are to be deciding what I do with my account and my time? You're going to provide me with that list. Because your decision of me saying I hacked is bullshit. I can't believe I have to keep saying your system is wrong because I did not hack for the 1 billionth time. I am appealing your decision and you're saying nuh-uh. You still have not the single clue on why I'm asking for the fucking list and saying there's no point to it. And here I mentioned the other thing I asked you to remember. So tell me, is it the amount or the proportion? Because those are two different things. They cannot even keep their own story straight, yet they're so sure that I'm supposed to be banned. Unreal! Then our best friend, Ojak, continues with, I'm not going to keep arguing with you about this, since it's completely pointless, so I'll ask you to calm down or you'll just end up being muted. Reset or stay banned. It's your choice. Apparently, my only choices are to obey a wrongful decision or keep the punishment. The illusion of choice, everyone. You cannot do this. You're saying I can't appeal to a wrongful decision made by you guys. And in what's possibly the dumbest piece of words I've ever read in my life, Ojak says, you literally just appealed and got a response saying you need to reset your account. Ojak Simpson over here thinks that me trying to get information on why I got banned in the first place is an appeal. If you're watching this, Ojak, let me tell you to rewatch what an appeal is. Then say this. I cannot appeal to anything if I'm not provided with the fucking information on what I did. You are refusing to tell me what I hacked. You are refusing to tell me how I hacked. You are refusing to tell me when I've hacked. I'm still sitting here trying to figure out what levels I've hacked, and you're saying too many. I'm asking you, how did I hack? You're saying you just did. You know what this is, Ojak? This is abuse of power. This is you not giving me the information that is my right to know. This is you running away from a tedious thing that you voluntarily chose to do. And you thought it was just going to go away, didn't you? That was not an appeal. That was for getting info on why I got banned. And there's still no info on that other than just saying you hacked. You haven't provided the reason for how I hacked or what I hacked. And if you do not provide me with that information, your decision is flawed and wrongful. Simple as that. So after reading what I keep trying to tell him for the umpteenth time now, Ojak gave me the list of levels and gave me the reasoning on how I got flagged and banned. Happy ending. Yeah, of course the fuck not. This guy muted me on the server. An absolute power move that got Ojak all the praise he desperately needs because he didn't have to do anything today. Good job, Ojak. After I got muted, since the server mods told me I should contact Leaderboard mods to provide me the list, I DM'd Ojak. You're going to give me that list, you're going to tell me every single level I allegedly hacked, you have no right keeping that info away from me. And Wojak, the greatest of all moderators, blocks me on his DMs. And the story is now up to date. All of this happened 2 days ago from when I started writing this script. In my eyes, any person with the slightest bit of common sense should be able to see the absolute insanity, incompetence, and arrogance of these moderators. I'm going to say, the server mods, though didn't seem like they had any idea what they were doing wrong, are not as responsible as the Leaderboard mods, especially Ojak. So, there it is. That's all that happened with me and the Leaderboard mods in the past 2 months. But what do I think of all this? Let me tell you. I first downloaded this game back in 2015-16. I saw the light version of Geometry Dash and I loved it, but didn't know there was a community and a whole lot of new levels up until 2017 when 2.1 was released. I saw a live stream of a pedophile playing Finger Dash and thought, oh shit, this game has new levels? I downloaded it and it looked like the light version still only had up until Clutterfunk, and I was confused. Then I understood that this wasn't the full version of the game. I pirated it and started playing for a couple months until I made my mom buy the game for me on Steam many years ago now. I've been in love with this game, the community, and the levels ever since then. I tried my hardest to become as good as possible, not just to be a good player, but also so I could appreciate the greatness of harder levels firsthand. You probably know from the first stories I gave you that I despise cheating in games. But you know what the main thing is that I despise? Injustice. Cheating is an injustice towards players who give it their everything to be the best. But cheating isn't the only form of injustice. Wrongful decisions based on nothing and not giving someone the chance to defend themselves. That's even worse. That's tyrannical. That's the injustice I hate the most. With that being said, what do you think I could be feeling, huh? I'm absolutely furious. I'm appalled that a group of people with this kind of responsibility could be so incompetent, yet so prideful that they don't even see a veteran like me as someone to be taken seriously. And if this is what they do for me, imagine what they think about the rest of the community. Just a bunch of clowns thinking that they're of utmost importance. Plain ridiculous, completely infuriating, and absolutely immature. These people should not be able to handle positions of power in any way, shape, or form. So I'm asking Ojak to get removed from the leaderboard moderation team, and the whole moderation team to reconsider how they have been acting towards the members of this community. If you support me, like and comment, and if you're even feeling it, share this around the corners of the internet that I may not have access to, because they will not care about any of this if there aren't enough people talking about it. Common sense. It's such a simple thing, yet it would surprise you how many people lack it.